Yeah, there are a lot of people who try to understand the project management body of knowledge by reading it from page 1 till the last page. And halfway through, they get confused more and they find it very difficult. I'd blame it on the organization of PMBOK, and but then there is a way to circumvent this issue. So the first thing is you go to the page number 25. Literally, the page number printed at the bottom of the page must be 25. Go to page number 25 of PMBOK 6. Yeah, so I'm at the page number 25 of PMBOK 6. But here the PMBOK is organized actually knowledge area wise. First, chapter 4 is integration management, then scope, schedule, cost and quality, resource, communications, risk, procurement and stakeholder. And it is explained horizontally. So that is very difficult even for me. That is, even after going through the whole thing at least 500 times maybe, or a period of maybe this 10 plus years, while conducting the training, I would have gone through these things repeatedly again and again and again. But still I find it very difficult to remember things. If somebody asks me what all things happens in integration management, I can always explain the concept, that is fine. But then first is develop charter, then develop project management plan, direct and manage project work, manage project knowledge. That makes it very difficult for me. And that is the case with many people. So to make it easier to remember and recollect the PMBOK, that is the whole intent of this video. While reading PMBOK, don't read from the first page to the last page sequentially. Maybe you can read the first 3 sections, that is still the section 4. What is a project, what is a program, what is enterprise environmental factor, what are organizational process assets, what is a PMO, what is program, what is portfolio. So all those basic definitions goes into chapters 1 to 3. So till chapter 3, I recommend you to read sequentially. And the moment you get into section 4 of PMBOK, that is integration management, your pattern of study, you should start reading process group wise. That means first you take initiation process group, then you try to understand develop project charter. That comes under section 4, 4.1. So that is in section 4 of PMBOK. And then you read identify stakeholders. That is in the 13th section. So it is very easy to remember. After in initiation, what all things we really do, we develop a project charter and then we identify the key stakeholders. So these are the 2 things we do. And then we, in the initiation, a project manager is also identified. And the project manager guides the project into planning. In planning, it is very easy. Develop the project management plan. Then we have to define the plan scope management. How are we going to plan the scope? And collect the detailed requirements and define the scope. And once the scope is defined, decompose that into a work breakdown structure. Then plan schedule management. Like, we have to decide like what are the tools we are going to be used. How are you going to update the status? Who will update it? What is the frequency? What is the rules of credit? So all those things must be defined. So that goes into plan schedule management. Then we decompose the work packages into activities and then sequence them, estimate activity durations and develop the schedule. Basically, we look at the critical path and optimizing the critical path. Then, cost management, Plan cost management, estimate costs and determine budget. It is about contingency reserves at the activity level and the management reserves at the project level. Then the estimation techniques like analogous, parametric, 3-point, bottom-up estimation. So all those tools and techniques we should remember. Then you get into plan quality management. It is about the 7 QC tools and price of conformance and price of non-conformance. Cost of quality is price of conformance plus price of non-conformance. 7 QC tools, 6 Sigma, all those things comes under plan quality management. Then plan resource management, estimate activity resources required to execute the activities. Plan communications management. So all the planning of all the knowledge areas to be incorporated into the project that happens during planning, then execution is nothing but the do of the plan, the do part of the plan. Whatever we planned, do the project as per the plan. That is about execution. And then monitoring and controlling. The key thing is control cost, control scope, control schedule. And we do all these things using the earned value management, the S-curve, and the forecasting, the estimated completion, and the to complete performance index. So that's how it is organized. Then we get into closing process group. What are things we really do to close the project or a phase? So even though the reading is not that sequential, because you may have to switch across chapters, but you cannot do a sequential read. But then this is beneficial. Many people told me that, okay, this took away that confusion from them. Hence, I'm thinking of recording this video and sharing it with you. You must study, if you study PMBOK process group wise, that is vertically, instead of knowledge area wise, that is horizontally, logically we can remember things. Initiation, sponsor is doing it. Develop charter, identify stakeholders. A project manager is appointed. He gets into planning. Then he gets into develop project management plan. Then plan scope management, collect detailed requirements, define scope, decompose the scope into a work breakdown structure, then decompose the work packages into, then plan schedule management, then decompose the work packages into activities, sequence them, arrive at the critical path, then estimate those activities, analogous, parametric, 3-point, bottom up, all those things happens there. Then plan quality, plan risk management, plan communications, plan procurement, plan stakeholder management, all those things, all the knowledge areas to implement those knowledge domains into the project, we need to plan. That completes the planning part of it. Then you get into execution, which is nothing but the do of the plan. You implement the plan or run the project as per the plan. Then monitoring and controlling. We have to monitor and control almost all the knowledge areas. Monitor and control scope, monitor and control quality, monitor and control schedule, monitor and control risk, stakeholder engagement, monitor and control procurements. If there is a delay in procurements, the project is going to be affected. So it becomes easy. And the key concept in monitoring and controlling is the earned value management and forecasting and stuff like that. Then we get into closing, and the closing happens at the end of every project and at the end of every phase. And archiving the lessons learned for future use, lessons learned exercise and archiving it. So this makes it very, very easy to remember and recollect when you are in the exam hall. This makes it very, very easy. Maybe in PMBOK version 7, they might have reorganized it. And again, my speculation is that, okay, these 10 knowledge areas, maybe they'll merge 2 knowledge areas and 10 can become 8 or 10 can become 12. But then let me vouch for it. without these pillars of project management like scope management, schedule management, risk management, procurement management, communications management, quality management, the project cannot exist. So don't worry too much about the version change and the new PMBOK. And this is going to be there in one form or the other, hidden into that document. Maybe the organization may change. The major change is in the agile part. That is given as an annexure to the PMBOK 6 itself. So read it. But then that is outside the scope of this discussion. But here, my recommendation is don't study knowledge area wise. Please study process group wise, and always refer back to the page number 25 of PMBOK version 6. That will make your life pretty easy. Thank you very much.